What I'm going to be talking about in today's video is serious. I mean, very serious, legally serious. It involves YouTube, the Federal Trade Commission, and COPPA, otherwise known as the Child Online Privacy and Protection Act of 1998. The act is basically 21 years old. I'm almost 21 years old. I'm not sure when the year COPPA was passed in 98, but it's probably a bit older than me. But what I'm going to be talking about is YouTube screwed up and has screwed over all of its creators again. Yeah, YouTube tends to screw over its creators a lot, in case you don't know, and it's a real frustration I have with YouTube, and it does make me want to jump ship as soon as there is a good opportunity. But because of COPPA, I may have to jump ship before there's a good alternative to YouTube. And there really isn't. YouTube has a monopoly. They should probably be prosecuted under some antitrust law. Let's get the ghost of Teddy Roosevelt or President Taft on that. They were good trustbusters in their day. But anyhow, let's actually get in the heart of what's going on. So, back in September, YouTube was fined $170 million by the FTC for violation of COPPA. Basically, what was going on is YouTube was collecting data from children under the age of 13. And in terms of COPPA, a child is defined by somebody under the age of 13. And YouTube used to get away with saying they were COPPA compliant simply by putting the terms of as you must be 13 years of age in order to have an account, and if you're not, then it's just, your account will be deleted and removed. Simple, right? Well, not so much, because guess what? Kids lie about the age. I actually know somebody on Twitter that he lied about his age. He turned 13, so he changed his age. And almost instantly, Twitter removed his account and banned him from the platform because of it. So Twitter takes COPPA seriously, but YouTube, they weren't. I don't know if kids were changing their ages when they reached 13, so that their age would be accurate, reflect, and YouTube did nothing, which they should have, or if YouTube just turned a blind eye, which is actually what they were doing across the board. And then, children advocacy groups complained, FTC got involved because they were the ones who enforced COPPA, and now YouTube has to pay a fine, and then in the settlement, us creators are being punished. And I think that's a good way of putting it, that us creators are being punished for YouTube's mistake. Sure, those of us who have our channels monetized probably did benefit from the targeted ads that came from that data that was collected from those children, but we were told by YouTube that YouTube would remove and ban those individuals for violating those terms of service. And YouTube didn't. I actually wrote a 1,000-page letter to my congressmen, both my state senators and my state representative on the federal level about this. I focus more on the legal aspect of COPPA, and now that I'm planning on writing a second letter to them, focusing more on probably how COPPA could impact other things related to children in regards to YouTube, especially access to appropriate content. Because many creators either have to make the content more mature in order to make sure kids, it's not for kids, so they can get those targeted ads and all that revenue. Or some creators I know are reducing the amount of videos they upload per week. Some may be moving away from the platform altogether. Like all my Star Wars Resistance, Mount Murphy's Law, and Doctor's reviews, if I mark them as not for kids, which they currently are, I may change it depending on how COPPA goes or whatnot, will be in violation of COPPA. I had created a different channel update video where I explained I was going to use the ratings as my benchmark, but I don't know how well that will work. I'll still probably do that, but all videos that are marked for kids, guess what's going on? You lose. You lose comments. Actually, sounds like you can still comment, but there's going to be no public. I could be wrong. Again, it's confusing. There's ambiguity and vagueness in the language, which I did mention in my letter to my congressman about this, because, vagueness is not good, and I don't want to get too much into politics, but I don't trust the current administration not to use that vagueness to their advantage. That's the most I'm going to talk about, the current administration in regards to this, but that's in the background of all my thinking. Last night I even had a dream about COPPA, that I woke up today and discovered half my sales resistance reviews had a $3 fine on them because they were not COPPA compliant. So yeah, it's affecting my dreams, and I expect to have more that could get worse. Like, in theory, the FTC could fine a YouTuber $42,000 per video for each violation. It's like, what? So yeah, as I said, I wrote my congressman, and actually, if you want to write your congressman about this, please do so. Get them involved, because they're the ones who draft the legislation, and I suggested that maybe COPPA as a whole needs to be revised, because the internet has changed since COPPA was initially passed. Yes, it's been amended and revised, but maybe it needs something more. Maybe it needs to be actually rewritten and resent to Congress in order to update it to modern standards. And then, of course, probably the biggest problem with the new COPPA rule that's going to be implemented on January 1st is that it includes anything that is kid attractive, child attractive. Not child targeted, but child attractive. That's the big problem. Like, kids like Star Wars. I do a review on The Rise of Skywalker. Well, it's rated PG-13. Okay, so I should be fine. No, kids will still watch it and they'll still be attracted to it. Therefore, your review is going to be in violation of COPPA now. What? See what I'm getting at? The idea of anything that's child attracted could be treated the same as child intended. So, no, I can understand. Star Wars Resistance reviews, Duck Test reviews, those things are made for kids under the age of 13. So, yeah, okay, I'm fine with that. But it's like all the other stuff, like rated T video games could be considered child attractive. And that's the problem. That vagueness, that potentially including things that kids could just be remotely interested in. That's the big problem, which is what's going to be the core of my second letter to my congressman about this. And actually, more than just writing congressman, I also signed a petition that's trying to get the government to relook at this. I'll link that petition in the description. As well as we have to, I forget what day it is, but it's in December, to submit public comments on the new COPPA rule before it's made official. So I encourage you to do that. The petition actually has some good suggestions on talking points, so I suggest you use that. And be civil, please, when talking about this. But my goal in making this video is to help spread awareness, because not a lot of YouTubers are talking about this. And, of course, YouTube is... And really, another big problem with COPPA is that it pretty much requires all YouTubers to consult legal advice, to consult a lawyer to understand where their videos may lie. But guess what? I can't afford a lawyer. I'm not the expert in the law, so I can't even consult myself, which is not always the best thing. But I'm not the only YouTuber out there who probably can't consult a lawyer because of financial reasons. Like, there's no way me, a college-age student with a part-time job, going to college full-time, and who's not making money through this YouTube channel, because I haven't qualified. I was qualified, and then YouTube took so long to review, I became unqualified. Yeah, I'm frustrated about that too, but that's a whole nother matter. Support me on Patreon. Maybe I'll be able to get some legal consultation that way, do some fun there, even though I'd rather be able to purchase a nicer camera and a lapel mic so my videos look and sound better. But alas, the legal things might have to take priority, unfortunately. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, basically requiring all YouTubers to have a lawyer in order to navigate COPPA is kind of a big problem, because not everyone can afford a lawyer. I even think the settlement that resulted in all this, there's some things could be considered unconstitutional, and that fine could be violations of the 8th Amendment, which protects against excessive fines and bail and criminal usual punishments. I talk about that in the letter I wrote to my congressman as well. So again, I'm going to write the second letter talking about all the other stuff. But yeah, there's a lot going on in this whole issue, and more and more YouTubers are starting to talk about it, but not enough. Granted, some are already planning on doing civil disobedience and just marking all their videos are not for kids. But then they could be severely fined by COPPA. Even if they're a foreign citizen, like they don't live in the US, they live in Australia, they live in England, doesn't matter. They could still be fined by the FTC for violating COPPA. And those people had no say whatsoever in this. They're foreigners. They can't write the representatives. I don't know if they even will be allowed to put comments on the COPPA rule on the official way you can submit it online, which will be linked in the description, as I said earlier. It's like, I don't even know if they are allowed to do that. You can try if you are, but I don't know if you're legally allowed to. So, they could be totally, all foreign YouTube users might be unrepresentative in this issue that's going to affect them and affect their financial livelihoods. And because kids' content could disappear from YouTube as creators decide, why are you bothered? We're not going to get anything out of it. No interaction, no nothing, no promotion, no money, no financial support. It's like, it is kind of frustrating. Now, some creators, again, they know what they stand, they have lawyers, but some like me, I'm unsure. It's like, I would assume my, Mandalorian reviews be fine, but could that be considered kid content? Because it's Star Wars, and Star Wars is kid attractive. See all the problems about this? And that's just my little corner. You got other YouTubers who have totally different, probably even more confusing they have to worry about. My plan is kind of to use the ratings of what I review as a guideline. Already I said all my Lego videos, I don't have too many, only about 7 or 8. I deleted a few of them because they were terrible quality, but all my Lego ones, I just decided, you know what, I'm going to mark those as kids content because they're Lego builds and all that, and I think they're clearly kids, and there's no way I could dispute that. But yeah, and there's no way I could challenge the FTC on this in court because, you know, I can't afford a lawyer. And there's so much going on in here. This is actually my second video talking about this. The first one I was going to put out today, but I decided against it for a couple of reasons. Mainly because I did not like the way it turned out. But that will be available to all my patrons on Patreon for $1 or more per month. So consider that if you want to see some of my other thoughts and more about what I was going to do. And that's going to cover the main part of this kind of this interesting video. But there's a second part I do want to kind of touch on is what should have been done. And this is actually what I think would be good to do if someone wants to set up an alternative to YouTube. One, give creators collective bargaining abilities with the platform. So that I think is a good thing to try to do. That will fix other YouTube problems, not this, but could help. But a big thing is ratings. Movies have ratings. Games have ratings. TV shows have ratings. Even music has ratings to a certain extent. It's more parental advisory label, but that's still a rating of a form. But YouTube, not really. There's going to be a rating system now, but it's 2 categories. For kids, not for kids. And let's be real. Those are 2 broad categories. I mean, and not for kids doesn't necessarily mean mature. Which YouTube has always had that option to age restrict it to those over 18 for mature content. Not all YouTubers do it, I've discovered by accident. Yeah. But anyhow, ignoring that, it's like, basically you have 3 ways of marking your videos. For kids, not for kids, and mature. But to make sure your videos are not mistakenly considered for kids, you gotta pretty much make it mature anyhow. So, but if you mark it mature, you're going to get basically it'll be even worse for ad revenue than marking it for kids. So, and there's so much going on in here, it's so confusing that it needs more time to be looked at. It's just messed up, but I think a proper rating system, maybe modeled along the TV system, which is done by I think it's either the FCC or the FTC, I forget which. But basically you have You have TVY, which is those under 7, TV7, or TVY7, which is those 7 through 13. You have TVPG, which is basically parental guidance. You have all those different levels. That's what we need on YouTube, or an YouTube alternative. Because then we can do more interesting things and better able to mark who the intended audience and appropriate audience is for. And then maybe also for kids, give them profiles that give parents more control over what their kids get to see. You know, they get to see watch later playlists, they get to see watch history, they get to control maybe subscriptions. Give parents more parental control on the main YouTube app. So a kid could basically have a profile under the parent, and that profile has this like a tag with it. That's the only thing that's tracked, basically, is like, do not track any data. All data from this person is controlled by this account, this parental account. So basically my idea is give basically a more elaborate rating system and more parental control on YouTube for kids watching. And then or give the kids just watching YouTube Kids, but that won't happen. So maybe have them get them a kind of a profile to be watching videos on the main platform, but make sure the parents have influence and control over it. Basically parental guidance. And like parents could control what the kids see and all that, kind of like parental guidance on regular television sets. Oh, cable, that kind of stuff. That is what more needs to be done. More parental control, I think, and more elaborate rating system. And like the type of rating and the type of account that's viewing will affect what features are available and what not. And like maybe like still allow kids to comment on videos, but parents have to approve those comments, and they can say no if they want. Those are just my rambling thoughts on probably what would do better. But that would still allow basically all, because content that's marked for kids will pretty much use everything but the watch function. And that's going to be pretty severe, like, so, yeah. So, a better system could have been done, and YouTube probably still would have been COPPA valid. This has often happened, like YouTube makes a mistake or something weird happens and YouTube overreacts. In this case, it's YouTube and the FTC that I think have overreacted, and they're not going to solve the heart of the problem. Kids watching content on YouTube and lying about their age. That's, I think, the core of the problem, and lack of parents actually caring about what the kids are doing online, I think, is another contributing factor. But like, kids' privacy should be protected online. I don't disagree with that at all. What I disagree with is how it's being done and how it's punishing creators for YouTube's mistake, and how it's going to result in even less content that's appropriate for kids on the platform. But those are just my thoughts about it. What are yours? I would love to hear from you in the comment section. This video is marked as not for kids because this is for YouTubers and YouTube viewers, some of which are kids, but it's really intended for those that are not for kids. So that's just where I stand on this, my thoughts, how I think it could have been done better, and how I think there needs to be a good alternative to YouTube, which I am looking out for. I posted this on my Twitter and on my Discord server, but I have actually set up a Dailymotion channel as a backup. There's no comment function on there, unfortunately, though we can talk on my Discord and on my Twitter as well about my videos, so there's a option we can do. And actually, I'm already monetized on Dailymotion. They have a much fairer system for users, I think, if they want to monetize their content there. But yeah, granted, I get no traffic there, but I'm doing a backup there already just in case YouTube goes kaput. But even then, I think there could be a better option as a whole. But yeah, I think I'll just cut this off there. I got some homework to work on, and the main learning will be coming out this evening, I believe. So my review will be coming out tomorrow on it. So there is all that. But thank you for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you can be notified, which is going to be one function, unfortunately, that will be lost on kids content. So yeah, there's all that going on. But yeah, also support me on Patreon, as I said twice before in this video. I already mentioned my Twitter, but yeah, go follow me on Twitter or Facebook. Links are in the description of everything, my website, merch, all that stuff. Go check that stuff all out. And as always, thank you for watching, and may the force be with you always.